Hello, guys. My name is Jeff, and a big thank you for actually clicking the link to watch this presentation. Today's presentation is going to be about mobility and flexibility. So I'm going to go through this presentation with you guys. And again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Yeah, you should just write us an email, or whenever you're with your mentor, if you could, yeah, feel free to ask them. So what we're going to go through, guys, is a couple of things. So we're going to go through what is mobility, what the benefits of mobility training are, what we need for mobility training, what is flexibility, what the benefits of flexibility training are, what we need to do for flexibility training, and the difference between mobility and flexibility. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, what is mobility? Now, mobility is the ability to effectively and safely perform the universal human movements without external assistance. So you're literally moving your limbs by yourself without any extra assistance. So these movements include things such as squatting that are required for functional living. So obviously, without any type of flexible mobility, you will not be able to squat properly. Especially like it's your it's your hips, your knees that really have to be mobile for you to be able to squat. Now, some of the benefits of mobility training comprise of, for example, a more effective warm up, reduced risk of injury, improved technique and range of motion, aid with daily movement, and reduce stress. So those are some of the benefits of mobility training. Um, I don't know if you've ever tried, but if you've tried to warm up without any type of warm up, I'm sorry, if you've tried to do your exercise without any type of warm up, you feel a little bit stiff. You're not able to go through some of the movements that you usually go through without any type of difficulty. Like, for example, myself, I do kickboxing. I kickbox in my spare time. And in kickboxing, you obviously punch and you kick. There are times where I don't. There have been times. Let me rephrase that. There have been times where I'm not. How can I explain this? So I'll go for a session and I will not kick as high as I usually kick. And that is sometimes because I've either rushed my stretching, so like I've not done a proper warm up, or I'm just not able to go as high as possible. And that's literally because of either warming up for a small amount of time, or just not warming up in general. And sometimes because you feel like time is not on your side, you will sometimes decide to shorten your warm up and assume that you're going to be able to warm up while you're doing your workout, which honestly isn't the truth. It's best to obviously warm up to um, prior to the exercises that you want to do, because again, like I mentioned, it does reduce your risk of injury. Because if you do not warm up properly, um, when you're doing a specific movement, if you're not careful, other parts of the body will compensate because the specific part of your muscle that you usually use for warm up isn't being done properly. Um, you can like Other parts of your body can compensate, and that can lead to an injury if you're not careful. So it's really not nice. It's really not nice. Like I have injured myself before because I just didn't take mobility warm ups serious, to be honest with you. And then also improve technique and range of motion. So I used to love to really squat heavy and a lot, to be fair. And I have noticed that if I take a good 5 to 10 minutes warming up for my heavy squats, it helps. It really, really does help because you've made your body used to the movements that you're going to do. Um, so it's like it will just help. It will just help the overall session. It will help. you prepare for the movements that you want to do. Now, some of the things that we need for mobility training, you know, as you can see, foam rollers, more enhanced, more tougher foam rollers. Those are all useful for mobility training. Um, Also, foam rollers are a funny one because you have different types. So obviously, you have different types of foam rollers, and the foam rollers. So I've had experiences where I'm very sore from training. I've had experiences where I've just been sore, I've been injured, um, and foam rolling literally digs into the muscles that are sore. It just relieves pressure on on the body parts that you're foam rolling. It helps. It really does help. Like I've come from a background where growing up, I was just so eager into exercising. I didn't take um, any type of mobility or flexibility training serious. Um, and what led to that was me just not being as flexible years ago anyway. I just wasn't flexible enough. I wasn't mobile enough. When you would assume that I am. Um, and me training, me doing mobility stretches in my time off, or just dedicating more time to stretching. Um, it does so much good, and it also will help you as you grow older. Because as we grow older, we're not as strong. Father time is undefeated, as some people say, um, and our bodies do become weaker as we grow older. So you doing mobility training, it helps you prolong that a little bit. But now the question is, what is flexibility? Flexibility is the ability of a joint or series of joints to move through an unrestricted, pain-free range of motion with external assistance. Now, some of the benefits of flexibility training are reduced risk of injuries, less pain on the overall body, a positive state of mind, greater strength, finding everyday simple tasks easier, and improved physical performance. So similar to the mobility training, um, being more flexible, it does reduce your risk of injuries because you're just opening the joints, the body in general, to just more movement. You're stretching everything out properly. Um, so it just makes it stronger. To be very honest with you, it literally just makes it stronger. And again, I don't know how much more to emphasize. You will reduce the risk of injury. About 2 months ago, I was doing heavy deadlifts and I did not stretch. I didn't stretch properly. I didn't really do any type of dynamic stretches properly. The warm up was very minimal. After the session, my lower back was killing me. My lower back was killing me, um, and I paid the price. I paid the price for it. I was out of training for maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, for maybe about 2 weeks, and that's literally because I just didn't take my mobility and my flexibility training serious. To be very honest with you. Now, some of the things that you need for flexibility training. So some things you can use for flexibility training is dumbbells. So you can use dumbbells to help you stretch a bit more, helps you be a bit more flexible. Things like chairs, benches, all of that will help you, can help you, sorry, with your flexibility training. Um, and now that is the end of the presentation. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that you were able to learn something. If you have any questions, honestly, when you're with your individual mentors, please ask them any questions you have. And I hope you enjoy your time with the Move More program. Once again, thank you for being a part of it. Yeah, we look forward to working with you guys. All right, bye.